How you doing? Bill Reed.
Damon Foster.
Nice to meet you, Damon.
How you doing?
Have a seat.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming in. Okay, Damon. How did you find out about us today, Damon?
Well, I search jobs pretty frequently online, and
Okay.
this one came across a few times, and I kind of didn't know if it was something I was looking for, and then I talked to some people about working at DuPont, and I got good reviews back, so
Okay.
I decided to apply.
Good. Okay. You said you didn't know if it was something that you were interested in or not. What was the hesitation? What was your concern?
Well, I mean, just a natural hesitation anytime I look at a new venture, a new job.
Okay.
Because you don't know what you're getting into, kind of.
Okay.
So I want to just kind of fill it out if I can gather some information
Right.
to find out maybe something that can jump my interest.
Okay. Good. So I see that you worked in and out of state. I see Georgia and everything else is in Ohio.
I've also worked in Charlotte too, but that was more HR.
North Carolina?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. So, what actually interested you as far as getting into this program that you're in right now at Tri-C? What?
Well, it was a pretty natural progression just through life, but one thing I found in all of the jobs that I've been to, all of the different career paths I've had, working with small companies, large companies, startup companies, just individuals on a contract basis because I do graphic design, I'm a natural problem solver, and software development is a natural way, well, a more technical way to solve natural everyday problems.
Okay. I see you've done help desk, tech support. So, as far as the different languages, any certifications right now?
Just associate's degree in web graphic design, and then I'm working on my certificate now for an MTA, Microsoft Technology Associate.
Okay. Very good. And how much do you know about DuPont? Do you know anything about us at all?
I just know it's a huge conglomerate, a huge company, worldwide. Kind of touches a lot of bases.
Okay.
I think the first time I've seen a DuPont label was probably like on an antifreeze bottle.
Okay.
But, you know, I've seen it around. I've seen it on Tupperware. I've seen it on kind of on everything.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Okay. And as far as what you're looking for in your next position, what would be the ideal position for Damon Foster right now?
Right now, somewhere where I could, first off, do a job that's meaningful. By meaningful, I mean I want to, like I said, I'm a problem solver. I like to solve problems. So that's meaning in itself. And if it's a job that solves problems for other people or a company, which affects a lot of other people,
Right.
you know, that's also meaningful. Moving forward, I really got into applications like DoorDash and Uber because I just found it fascinating how an application could create jobs. So that also helped me go into software development. I like to do something like that someday. Also like how video games, you can create learning games. And in all of the trainings that I've been to, you know, you have your training materials to make better employees.
Right.
Why not add that knowledge there as well?
Sure. Okay. How do you feel that your experience and your training and background, how do you feel that relates to what we're looking for in manufacturing?
Well, I think it all goes back to solving a problem. My training throughout my life and throughout my career has always been about identifying something that's wrong and bringing a solution to that problem.
Okay.
Whether it was at McDonald's, people are hungry, you make burgers. Working in IT, working at a help desk, people calling because they have problems with an application, you help them work through it. And manufacturing, I mean, I don't think it's a perfect industry, so I'm sure there are problems there to solve as well.
Yeah. Okay. And where do you see yourself in the next 10, 15 years? Where do you see Damon Foster?
You know, I'm more of a 5-year person.
Okay.
I set goals every 5 years and I check on them every 2 to see, make sure I'm on track.
Okay.
In 10 years, ideally, I'd like to maybe own my own company, doing more eco-safe means of to create an application that could help maybe educate people more about being more safe, more green, more aware.
Okay.
Also, like I was saying before about games and learning, to be able to teach people in a fun way. So it's not just lecture learning, it's more of just a natural occurrence.
Okay. Good. All right. Now, let me ask you this. Let's say that you are hired by DuPont, and let's say that you career progress through the steps, do well, and get career progress into a management type situation. Okay. What do you think would be the appropriate amount of times that a person could not call and not show to work and still be employed?
The first time.
Okay.
I believe that it's a bad show. It's a lack of respect, not only for the company itself, but for the person. If you don't respect yourself enough to care what other people think about you, that's probably not an employee I need.
Okay.
I know going through my own problems before, there was a time where I did not show up for a job,
Right.
but it was a health issue, and I had a family member call because I couldn't.
Okay.
There's really no excuse. If you don't care, you don't care. So,
Okay, good. Questions for me?
Does DuPont have any growth in training per se?
Absolutely. First of all, DuPont is constantly growing, constantly evolving, and they have training programs set up for every skill set, and so especially for IT. There are certain things that you have to hit at certain marks, and 60, 90, 180 day, 1 year mark, and there's certain certifications at those marks that you would receive while working there at DuPont. And so they're looking for people who are ready to career progress. So if a person is having problems making those marks, then it shows them that maybe this is not the right person. Okay, but they want to make sure you're fully trained before you're actually released to work on your own.
I meant the training.
Okay.
I would like to work as a trainer for DuPont.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure, absolutely. And that's an area that everyone can't train.
Correct.
You know, everyone may know what they're doing, but not necessarily train. So obviously, that's a highly sought after positions, I should say. But those people tend to get in those positions and stay. So yes, there is opportunity to do that, absolutely. And you're not necessarily right here in Cleveland either. You can train all across the country. Okay, and they do that quite often.
Okay.
So, if you like to travel, that's the ideal position.
Sounds good to me.
Any other questions?
That was pretty much it.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. Nice shirt. Have a good one.